Yo, it's your boy wheelchair actor Vince Rutley, and we got a special delivery this week. Look at this beauty, man. The Best Actor Award, my first Best Actor Award from the Disability Film Challenge. Got this a couple of weeks at Sony Picture Studio, and man, this is heavy. So, I'm gonna put that down. I need you to do me a favor. Go, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, then come back and we'll talk about what I didn't get to say in my acceptance speech. Let's ride. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, wheelchair actor Vincent Rutley. Welcome back to my page. And if you're new to my page, welcome to my page. I decided in 2026 that I was going to do better with letting my friends, my family, my supporters, my new supporters in on my life as a wheelchair actor and as a motivational speaker, as a disability advocate. Because I think on social media, we're so used to seeing all the wins, and we don't really get to hear the story behind the wins or the struggles on the way to the wins. So that's what we're going to be doing on this channel, and I'm super excited about it. Thank y'all for being here. I'm not going to overtalk it. I'm going to get straight to the story. So some of you guys know that I was nominated Best Actor in the Disability Film Challenge this year. Disability Film Challenge, if you don't know, is a film competition out of LA where they give disabled actors, writers, directors, producers, and filmmakers the opportunity to create a 5-minute film that best represent us. I kind of want to just talk a little bit about, in depth, the things that I did not get to say at my acceptance speech at Sony Picture Studio a few weeks ago. They don't tell you that you have 2 minutes, but you kind of feel like you got a limited amount of time. It's a lot of videos to watch, a lot of films to acknowledge, a lot of people to acknowledge. And I just didn't want to take up a whole lot of time. So I said the few things that I felt was necessary in that moment. But it was so much to say. I don't get nervous in front of crowds. As a matter of fact, I think I mentioned I was nervous. I really wasn't nervous. I was just a little bit overwhelmed. So I'm going to start from the beginning. Anybody that knows filmmaking, it doesn't matter if it's a short film or if it's a feature film or it's a Tubi film, movies don't really get made without good producers. I met Rachel Delavino last year on a set, Silent Control. That was another Disability Film Challenge film that I was just an actor in last year. And she wasn't a producer. She was just on the cast and crew, working behind the scenes, and we connected. She ended up inviting me to be a part of a short film that she produced. And all I did was like the social media flyers and digital images and stuff like that. But she ended up having a sold-out crowd here in Phoenix. I saw the film and I was like, "You produced this?" She was like, "Yeah." Nice and humble and chill. And I was like, "I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you." And when the film challenge came about this year, I found out what the genre was, and I called her right away and I said, "Hey, I want you on. I want you producing with me." Immediately, I'm writing. She goes and hires a whole crew. Now, I use the word hire very lightly because one of the rules of the Disability Film Challenge is that everyone has to work as a volunteer. I'll talk about that in a minute. Rachel used her connections and her relationships to share my story, my personal story, and the story of the film. And I literally got a staff of about 20 people that signed on to do Neighborhood Watch as volunteers. That's unheard of. It's unheard of because they didn't know me, but they understood the cause and they fell in love with the story. It's not a normal thing to get a crew of 20 people. I was truly blessed this year, but it all happened at the hands of my producer. First, she connected me with our cinematographer, Casey Fair, and my first AD, my assistant director, Jay. These guys had worked together before. They work seamlessly. They're very young, very humble, very hungry, We met, they fell in love with the story, signed on. Immediately, my job as the director became easy, and it was a great connection. But the cinematographer, Casey Fair, he literally brought his entire crew with him. And I mean, everybody. Lighting, sound, gaffer, prop people, everything. So I'm like, wow, this is what it feels like to direct a full crew. Shout out to my producer, Rachel DeLavino, and my cinematographer, and my assistant director, and my entire crew that signed on. Even though they didn't know me personally, they trusted the cinematographer, who also trusted the producer. And they all said yes, and they killed it. Professionalism, top tier. And I couldn't be more proud of how professional and how kind and how sharp everybody was. There was no arguments, no funny business. It was a great set. And it's because of my producer, and it's because of my cast and my crew and my team. Shout out to all of you guys. Y'all know I love y'all. Too many names to mention. I don't want to mess nobody. I don't want to butcher nobody's name. But shout out to my crew who worked 2 days, tough, 2 long days for free, because they believed in me and they believed in my vision. Wow. The second thing that I did not get to stress in my speech is that even though I shouted out my cast, you don't win Best Actor without the help of a great ensemble. God helped me write the script. I think it was good writing, but good writing is nothing without actors that can help tell that story. I want to talk about my cast for a minute. I didn't focus on my acting as much as I normally do for projects. My preparation is strenuous. I prepare, I do research, I study, because I want to make sure that when I show up to set, that my acting is on point. But I gotta be honest with y'all. There were multiple actors in my film that I felt could have won Best Actor if their roles were just a little bit bigger. But it's only so much you can write for a 5-minute film. So I just wanted to take a minute to shout out my entire cast, man. 80% of my cast was actually disabled, and also about 80% of my cast, this was their first time actually being in a movie. Everybody showed up, everybody delivered. I was so proud to direct them, and they also made me look great because I was also nominated Best Director. I didn't win, but just to be nominated out of 144 films says a lot about my cast. You don't win Best Actor without a bad cast that make you look good. Y'all made me look great. This is for us. My third thing that I did not get to stress in my speech like I wanted to was a shout out to my guy, Nick Novicki. This guy is amazing, man. He is a stand-up comedian, a world-traveling, touring stand-up comedian. He's an actor in his own right, and he is the greatest voice for the disability community that I've ever seen. Nick is the one that called me in to be a part of the Loop group for the movie GOAT. He's gotten me offers. He's got me many opportunities and many new relationships, and I can tell that there's so much more in store for our relationship. But Nick is a guy that believed in me, that pushed me. He was the one that welcomed me and actually pushed me to do the film challenge back in 2024 when I had never even heard about the Disability Film Challenge. He saw something in me, and he said, man, you gotta do this. You gotta submit. And my wife and I laid in bed that very night, and we came up with Step Buddies. And we started writing it, started casting it, who could play this, who could do that. But Nick put that fire under me to actually produce my very first short film. And because of people like him, because of that push, Now I am not just an actor. I am a director and a filmmaker. I've been a director from stage, but not film. And yeah, Nick plays a huge part in everything that's happening right now. So I want to give a huge shout out and a big thank you to my brother for not only believing in me, but believing in us, believing in the community, for pushing us all to step into a space of creativity and just go for it, man. You a dope dude. Love you, my guy. And the very last thing that I want to share on this video that I did not get to stress in my acceptance speech was my journey, the Disability Film Challenge journey. This is my 3rd year, so I'm going to walk you guys through what that looked like, because I went 3 years and I was nominated 3 years, but this is my first win. Whew. So let me take you back to 2024. That's when I met Nick. That's when I was invited, and I wrote Step Buddies. I co-wrote Step Buddies with a brilliant actress, a friend of mine's, Keely. So Step Buddies is submitted 2024. I'm the only disabled actor in that movie, because at that time, I wasn't really familiar with any disabled actors in Phoenix. So I was nominated Best Actor that year. And once again, there was a small crew, but a great crew. Shout out to my director, Angel Ruiz. I went to the Disability Film Challenge 2024. Me, my wife, my brother Jeffrey Goldstein, Keely was there, and I didn't win. I was nominated Best Actor. I didn't win, but the girl that won, Kirsten Kelly, man, she did an amazing job that year. Like, I couldn't be mad. I couldn't be mad. I sat on the front row, and they called her name, and I exhaled, and I said, okay, this is her time. Got a chance to meet her that night, man. Super sweet girl. Found out all the other great things that she was doing, and I was like, yo, you killing it. You deserve this award. And it was her night, and it was a beautiful night. My 2nd year, 2025, I think the genre was thriller. Now, even though I've never written thriller before, I do believe I could write thriller, but it just, at the time, it was like, that's not really my space. That's not really my genre. What I could do is I can support other filmmakers with disabilities, and I can help push their films this year. And while I was doing that, I ended up being asked to be a part of 3 films that year. One of those films was nominated Best Awareness, and I got a chance to go out to Sony Picture Studio again for the 2nd year with that team. They placed me on the same seat in the front row again, and I got a chance to see all the familiar faces again and love on everybody, and we didn't win. Best Awareness went to another film, and I heard them call their name, and I said, this is their time. This is their time. Got a chance to meet that cast, a wonderful crew, and still connected to the director to this day. And I had to go back home knowing that it just wasn't my year. No, what it did was that it excited me, and it put a fire under me, because as an actor / director, I got the urge to just get back into the directing and producing seat. I love acting, but an actor waits for the next job opportunity. The director, filmmaker, writer creates the next opportunity. And that's not why I love it. I just love telling stories. I love being able to orchestrate and make people feel some kind of way about the stories that I tell, both in front of and behind the camera. So 2026 comes around, and the genre is dramedy. Once again, comedy is my background. Anybody that knows me know that I did stand-up comedy, I did sit-down comedy, I wrote sketch comedy. I was a comedic actor for a long time in Detroit stage plays, and I learned a lot from that. that time of my life, and I was excited to be back into a space of making people laugh. So I came up with Neighborhood Watch, which is a vigilante group of disabled people under the alias of Neighborhood Watch going to fight crime. And I fell in love with the story before I shared it with anybody else. We submitted the project. I got nominated Best Actor and Best Director out of 6 categories. Like, that was huge. So told my cast, I was like, hey, look, they only have so many tickets. Who wants to go? All of my disabled actors are like, we are coming. Everybody except one. Christina, we missed you. Hate that you couldn't make it this year, but don't worry. Don't worry. There'll be another chance. I called Nick. I said, hey, man, I know we only supposed to get so many tickets, but all my disabled actors want to come. Is there any way, before I can even finish, he's like, yeah, man, bring them all. We would love to have them. So thank you to the Disability Film Challenge for opening that door of opportunity, even with limited tickets, allowing us all come in to experience that all together. That was very special. You got to remember, man, like, this is a group of disabled actors. Most of them had never acted before at all. So to be nominated, recognized as Sony Picture Studio, you know how many actors go out to LA trying to get into those movie studios and they never get a chance to get in there? I've heard that story so many times. Even friends are like, you in Sony Picture Studio? And it was just, it was just God, man, from day one. That connection with Nick and that open door. And once you get in there once, it's like, yeah, God continues to open doors to get there again, to get back. So I was thrilled that this group of disabled actors, most of them had never acted before. Their very first film, they get to go to Sony Picture Studio. And I was just so glad that they could go with me. So we get there. The vibe is great. The atmosphere is the same electric atmosphere every year. I kid y'all not, y'all. They put me on the same seat from year 1, year 2, year 3. I'm in the same spot, front row again. And this time they say the winner of Best Actor goes to Vincent Rutley. And to be transparent with you guys, as I sat on that front row, I thought about Melissa Bodie. Melissa Bodie was also nominated Best Actor. And she was in the movie Wicked. She was in Wicked 1, Wicked Part 2. She's the only disabled actress in that movie. Her and the little girl that plays her, younger self. And Melissa's a great actress. Melissa did a great work on her film this year. Very popular, very strong actress. I told myself, if I lose to Melissa, I'll understand. Not that I was downplaying myself and not saying that I didn't deserve it, but I could see why she would win. She had everything going for her. But when they called my name, the only thing I can hear was, when God says it's your time, it's your time. I really didn't have a speech fully prepared. I had a couple of notes, but I don't like to read stuff in moments like that. I like to speak from the heart. I took a deep breath, and I said, Lord, just guide my words. And I feel like I was happy with what I said, but there was so much more to say. So I wanted to take this video to say all the things that I really didn't get a chance to say at that acceptance speech. This trophy is not just for me. It's for my cast, it's for my crew, and it's for everybody watching this video that's sitting there congratulating and celebrating everybody else. This trophy is for you. This message is for you, to remind you that your number will be called and your name will be spoken. And until then, you just gotta do the work and celebrate others. The Bible says, weep with those that weep and rejoice with them that rejoice. I enjoyed celebrating other people, knowing that it was their time, and that when God says it's my time, then it's my time. And that's all I can hear in my ear. All I can hear when they said my name. It's your time. I don't know what all comes after this, but I'm super excited to ride that ride. I know God knows. His plan is greater than mine. It's his way of thinking, his way of orchestrating my life. He's never let me down, and I'm super proud. I'm super proud to have been nominated and out of 144 films and countless actors to represent the Disability Film Challenge and the disability community this year. And as God continues to navigate me through this journey, I'll continue to do my best to share all that I can. This one's for us. Keep living, keep showing up, keep working, and keep getting prepared. Because when they call your name, there is no let's get ready. You need to be ready. Let's ride. Family, if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, share with somebody else that you think would enjoy it. Got a lot more to share, a lot more to talk about. The good, the bad, and the downright ugly. See y'all in the next video.